I would request Brother Zahid Parviaz to take this thing forward, and his topic is how to work within the community. Brother Zahid Parviaz.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu taqullaha wal tanzur nafsum ma qaddamat lighad wattaqullaha innallaha khabirum bima ta'malun. Sadaqallahul azim. Very respected elders and my dear brothers and sisters, I was asked to just speak for a very few minutes because the whole idea of this is to initiate a debate and a discussion. I know the audience, the people who are before me, I know your background and your work and so on. So in light of that, I know UK Islamic Mission, I know what type of people are with us. In light of all that, and I have a good idea of society as well, I would like to just present before you 3 or 4 things which we need to think about in order to play a very effective role in our community. First of all, what do I mean by community? I mean both Muslim community and non-Muslim community, because they are our people. Yeah, they're all children of Adam and Eve. The people who live in this country, who are natives here, and those who have come here, they're all children of Adam and Eve. They're our community. But for practical purposes, we do differentiate between Muslims and non-Muslim community. Yeah. Now we are very clear that UK Islamic Mission and Ahbab and all these organizations, they have to play a leading role in the community. Now the question is leading, what do we mean by leading role? Leading people from what to what? This is the question we have to ask ourselves again and again and again. Problem is, the first issue I would like to present before you is that many of our brothers and sisters, they are still not very clear of what is that role we have to play within our community. What does that leading role mean? Yeah? This is why I really feel that there is a need now for new people to come and join us with fresh ideas, people who have enthusiasm, who have drive, people who are willing to understand and give time to understand what is that role we have to play. People who have the skills or willing to develop the skills, who have the language and willing to develop that language in order to play that role. Because without understanding, without skills, without abilities, and without the language and without wisdom, we will not be able to play that role. Next year, UK Islamic Mission will be 50 years old. And we will be celebrating our success. And first question comes to my mind again and again. We've done a lot of things. You know, it's a great progress. But what is the leading role we have played? That's the first question I would like. In order to play that leading role, a few things to agitate your thinking. One is the biggest challenge for us is that we have become a closed shop. Doing activities within mission, within our mosque, for ourselves, to give good reports. Yeah? Very few places who actually are engaged with the community. And one thing here we have to do is work across organizations. And here if I can give you the wonderful example of Maulana Madni. He started this work in Birmingham many years ago amongst the ulamas, very successful. Ulamas from all schools of thought were brought onto one platform. Recently has started another initiative. That is, he's working with our sister organization. They have regular meetings. It was just yesterday at another conference, I met a brother from MAB. And he said to me, so happy that Maulana Madani has started this initiative where MAB, Dawatul Islam, IFE, Young Muslim, ISV, Mission, all come together and they discuss together what can we do to take on the challenges of the Birmingham community. Yeah? This is what I mean, working across organizations. I receive phone calls from MAB, brother, your mosque is not letting us do a study circle. I receive phone calls from IFE, from Dawatul Islam, that your mosque is not allowing us to use it for our youth work and so on. If we are not going to open up for our own brothers, people who have our own thought, how will we open up our mosque to other people? Yesterday's conference was called United Muslim Convention in Birmingham. and they invited speakers from all schools of thought, Sufi backgrounds, movement background, even Hizb Tahrir background. And when I went to the stalls, right at the center, there was the largest stall of Hizb Tahrir. And there were Sufis, there was all the Salafis, and everybody felt that they are part of one community, one ummah. And I could not see these tensions between, because it was open and welcoming to everyone. This is our challenge. We have to come out of organization. These are artificial structures in our mind, and to work effectively in our community. And my worry is about the Jamiyat, the Ahbab brothers as well. 20, 30 years ago, a lot of the people from Jamiyat and Ahbab joined UK Islam Mission. Today you see them in leading role in mission. Now after 30, 40 years, we're having a new influx of Jamiyat brothers. My worry is, will we take mission back to becoming a Pakistani focused organization again? That is the concern. Or are you now more aware of the global world, more aware of the bigger issues, more aware of the community, that you will not let UK Islamic Mission become closed, but opening it up and to come forward and address the community? We're also working across communities. We have to also work across language divides. We are organizing our convention in 2-3 weeks' time. Still I'm going through this tension. How many Urdu speakers and how many English speakers? Yeah, still that tension is there. If I have all English speakers, the elders will not be happy at all. I can understand, yeah? And if we have all Urdu speakers, the young people are saying to me clearly they will not come. There's no point coming. They will not enjoy it. And that tension after 40, 50 years, unfortunately, is still there. So I've tried to bring a balance to keep the elders happy and the young people happy as well. But we have to work across organizations and work across language divides with sister organizations and with other organizations, if we want to show we are a movement for this country, not a closed shop, not an organization. The other biggest obstacle in our way to work effectively in the community is lack of tolerance to different fiqh points. Alhamdulillah, mission is much advanced in this than any other group. We are more open to people praying differently and doing things within the established schools of thought. Yet there are still some brothers and sisters who are very, very intolerant. Anybody who's saying Ameen loudly, it still hurts them. And we have to be open and tolerant to different, otherwise we cannot take the ummah with us. These differences existed 15 centuries ago and they will continue to exist. Different people will interpret the hadith in different ways. They will interpret the same Quranic verses in different ways, and they will come to different conclusions. This is natural. We have to be open to different views. Not only tolerant to current views, but also we need to develop new fiqh opinions within a new context. We are not living in Pakistan or a majority Muslim context. We are working in a majority non-Muslim context. And there are many, many issues we are facing here. Just take dawah as an example. You know, we face this in young Muslims. Should we sit with non-Muslims? We were so scared, I'll be honest. They are kafirs, they're bleak, they're evil, yeah? And Brother Khurram Murad gave us, a Quranic verse. Udkhalu fi silmi kafa. Enter into Islam completely. Now, he took a different meaning of this. He said, if you look at when this ayat was revealed, what was the context? Yeah? We sometimes... the verse was that the food of the Ahle Kitab, I quoted the wrong verse. The food of the Ahle Kitab is halal for you as well. Yeah? That's the context of the verse. When he explained it, he said it's nothing to do with food, this verse. We take it literally to do, he said it's to do that they were in Medina living with Jews and living with Christians. Muslims were hesitant, shall we sit with them and share the same dishes or not, in order to communicate. And these doubts were in their mind. And Allah said, look, you can sit with them. You can eat the food together. Yeah, you can have discussion. Don't break that barriers and relationship. Muslims are so scared to sit with non-Muslims, to invite them to their houses, to go to their houses. Okay, so we need to develop a new fiqh, a new understanding within our own context. Yeah, how do we interact with non-Muslims? Okay, when some of the views were given, they were when Islam was dominant in the earth. But look at how Muslims lived with non-Muslims in a Makkah context. This is another challenge. The other challenge is the challenge of dawah. And every platform we talk about dawah, but let me explain what dawah is. Dawah through preaching, dawah through khidmat, through service, and dawah through solving problems. Our dawah so far is dawah through preaching. And to very little extent, there is dawah through khidmat. And a lot of our khidmat is for Muslims. And very little khidmat for non-Muslim community. And the khidmat which we do is mainly for international work. Very little khidmat for the Muslims within UK as well. There are many problems we are facing. And all of the money we collect from our mosques, all the madaris and so on, everything, most of it is sent out, to Pakistan or to India or to Bangladesh. And the money we need here to provide effective services, to save our young people, to help families in their problems and so on, that money is the khidmat. And the other is dawah through solving problems. And Muslim and UK Islam Mission and Ahbab and organizations like this, we need to think seriously now. What are the contemporary problems faced by our community, faced by our society, and how can we address those problems? And then the last challenge is organizing a broad-based community, bringing people from diverse backgrounds to take on the challenges of our community and also the challenges of our society. I feel with these, when we resolve these few issues in our mind, we will become single-minded and focused, and our role in the community will become more effective. And we will truly become a movement, a very powerful, effective movement for this society, not only for this society, but for the whole of Europe. I pray that Allah helps us to understand some of the challenges and problems and make us into a truly dynamic and vibrant and effective Islamic movement in this country. Jazakallah khairan.